Oh boy, welcome to the Oh Boy podcast. Because we can't make a two without the other two. This is the sixth attempt at an intro. We're keeping this one at an intro because I'm incompetent. Today I have Keontae, aka Shawty, my boy, my girl, my son. He's here with me talking about his week. All right, how was your week? What did you do?
It was a pretty okay week. I worked a lot. I saw quite a bit of weird stuff at the haunted house I worked at.
Elaborate for me, my dear friend, Will Ferrell.
A kid did a backflip when he got scared.
Boy, wait, he did a backflip when he got scared?
And he landed flat on his stomach on the ground. Like, that was hard.
Was that on purpose?
No. Like, he was like so terrified. Like, he lurched back and he like did an actual somersault and landed on his stomach.
He was trying to do the sonic homing attack. He was so scared. He wanted to attack you.
No, it was in the electric chair room.
Yes.
And I was up in the rafters because I was watching the security monitor down below. But I was also...
You saw this happen in the security monitors?
No, I saw this in the rafters because I was like... We didn't have enough extension cords to run all of our like power supply and stuff. So I was up in the rafters where we had the switchers.
Yeah.
And I could also see the security monitor down below in my tech office.
Okay.
And I have to switch the machines on and off in case like someone has like disabilities or is in a wheelchair and they can't make it through the entire house.
Oh, rip, dude.
So, I was up there and I saw it happening like 2 rooms over.
Yeah.
From where I was, and I could see it. He did a somersault and landed flat on his face and stomach. And he got up like it was nothing because
He's used to it.
It was like pure adrenaline, I'm guessing.
Yeah, because he was scared.
Yeah.
Do you think he was just doing that to show off? Were there ladies around?
No, he was just with a group of his boys, and that was it.
That dude must have been super scared.
Right?
Like, if he did it around, like, if there was, like, girls around, he was like, oh, girls are watching, I could make a funny joke.
Yeah, but I mean, it was just nothing with his guy friends.
Maybe he's gay. Maybe he's just gay and he's trying to impress his boys. Did you see anything else?
Let me think. I was watching one of my coworkers while she was acting.
Yeah. In
the rooms, and now this was on the security monitor. They had cameras. Her acting was garbage. It was so bad.
How bad was it?
Like, when the people would walk into the room that she was in, she would say, "You're next!" and like get up in their face and stuff, and they would just walk past her.
Okay. Oh, this chick's crazy, dude.
Like, okay, so the theme was asylum. Like,
yeah.
It's supposed to be crazy, but like, her acting was so bad it was like funny. And like people would just laugh and then walk out of the room into the next one, and then they'd actually get scared.
Wait a minute. Did you guys plan this out and you built it and everything?
Yes.
This was your idea.
This was my boss's ideas from scratch. Yes.
Okay, go on. I have something to say about that. Go
on. And we placed people in the rooms accordingly, but she was just not a good fit where she was. Like, her acting just didn't work out with the motif, I guess.
Was she supposed to be like a Harley Quinn crazy type?
Well, all the girls were. So there was
you know, that's true. I should have seen that one coming.
All the girls were supposed to act like crazy and insane, like,
yeah.
Oh, Mr. J!
Mr. J!
And like act like they're kooky and they belong in a nut house.
Yeah, like, well, everybody's supposed to be acting like they belong in a nut house.
Yeah.
In the nut shack.
So, yeah, but she just stood out like a sore thumb.
Well, all the other ones were alright?
Everyone else was okay. Like, we had volunteers show up and do acting roles and whatever.
Yeah.
And they did it just like perfectly. They just picked up like that. But like,
they just picked up the crazy.
But she's been working with us for like a couple of years now. But like, she just...
Maybe she's just too normal. Maybe everybody else is just a psychopath. They just like showing out on it, you know what I mean?
But you said you had a comment on something?
Yeah, I was like, this sounds strangely familiar to when I went to Boyd Hill and they had like an asylum thing.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like thinking like, oh, was this like a traveling thing that they did and they just so happened to be at your place? But I guess not. But this was like a couple of years ago, maybe like middle school.
Yeah.
And I went to Boyd Hill for one of those asylum things.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be honest, I act like a straight like jackass.
You're one of those people?
I'm one of those. I am, and I hate it. It just comes out. I don't know if it's
like
my
you're a
hormones.
jackass in what way?
Like, I just, like, act out in certain situations.
Oh my god, I hate those people with a passion.
Listen,
I hate you.
I hate myself. I try really hard not to do that, but I notice I end up doing that when I'm excited and around people.
Listen, I got another story.
Yeah.
And 2, actually, that involves me being a jackass at Boyd Hill before I started working.
Yeah.
With my group. I was with Kenny and Malik.
Yeah.
And it was Halloween.
Yes.
And we had girls with us.
That's a major component. That's a major component because we're all going through our hormones and we're children.
Okay, so this was like 7th, 8th grade.
Yeah.
We had girls with us. Like, these girls just clung on to us, like, in line, because we didn't know them. They were just like, oh, what schools do you go to? We all said Bay Point, because we went to a really garbage-ass school that we're not going to mention because we hate it. We hated it. We all went to a really shitty school.
Oh yeah, it was that one that I saw when we drove past.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a story where they turned off the lights and started throwing desks?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We can talk about that after this.
Okay, yeah, go.
So we lied about where we went to school. We had the girls in line. They were like, "Oh, you were pretty cute." I was like, "Oh, thank you." And then like one girl clung on to Kenny and clung on to Malik, and Malik was just like, he didn't know what to do.
Of course, Malik didn't know what to do. Malik had a mental breakdown. That's what Malik had.
And
does not compute.
And so we went in as a group of 6.
Yeah.
And they called out my name in the house. They were like, because they knew me, because I'd done events with my group before. This was like a couple years before I got hired with them.
Oh, you used to volunteer.
I used to go to their classes or whatever. But they called out my name. We were running through the house, all that. We were like bulls in a china shop. We were running. We were like
banging on walls.
Yeah, and stuff like that. We were scared. We were just kids. And then there's the maze.
Yeah.
There's the maze component. There's like the haunted house, and then there's the maze. The maze is a pitch black maze with strobe lights, so you can't see.
Yeah.
And we were still in that group, that 6-person group with the girls. And
my bad.
Your phone went off, boy.
My bad. Go on with the story.
And we just ran through the maze, and then a face popped out of one of the holes where you can't tell if it's a hole or part of the wall.
Was it just a black wall?
And a dude had a silver skull mask where it reflected off the strobe light.
Yeah.
And like I punched him.
You dead set punched him.
I dead set punched him square in the face. Like, now this was not...
Was it out of fear?
That was out of pure fear. Honest to God. Honest to God, that was actually fear.
Alright.
I did not just punch him just because I wanted to be like, oh yeah,
I'm a cool guy. I'll protect you.
And the girl who was like all on to me was like, oh my God, you're so brave. I was like,
you had the biggest smile on your face.
And then they literally turned off the strobe lights.
Yeah.
They turned on all the like the main house lights or whatever, so they could see. They literally dragged me out of there. They were like, yo, man, we're gonna kick you out if you ever do that again. I was like, yo, man, I'm just a kid.
They shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have, like, shamed you for that. It's like, you expect that to happen. In a haunted house, people don't really know how to, like, handle fear most of the time.
Yeah. Like, same thing happened to my friend.
I wouldn't necessarily call it, like, a jackass moment, because, like, that's a legitimate thing somebody would... It's fight or flight, you know what I mean?
But the same thing happened to one of my friends who used to be my coworker, but he quit like a little minute back. But but it happened to him during the Halloween event, and he just like shrugged it off, and he's like, "Yeah, do people get afraid? It happens."
Yeah, it happens.
But like, the jackass moment that happened to me this past Halloween was
this last year or was this Halloween?
It was just this Halloween, last week.
All right. It's spicy. I'm tasting it. I need some milk. It's pretty hot.
Okay, so we had a college bring a whole group of like 40 kids to our event.
They're adults. What are you talking about?
No, these
they bring actual kids?
Yeah, these are like freshman students.
All right.
Like 18, 17,
young
19
adults.
Year olds. Young adults. And they brought like...
Disrespect them like that.
They brought in a group of 40.
Yeah.
My God. Some of these guys were drunk off of their asses. And now,
really, did you sense the aura of alcohol?
No, you could just tell by looking at him. Okay, so
they had those little cartoony like dots pop around him. You know what I mean?
Okay, so let me paint a picture for the people listening.
Yeah.
So
all of 9 of you.
Yeah. My tech office, where we had all the cords and all the photo equipment, all the video equipment.
Yes.
All the security monitors and stuff. It was a 4-wall room. And we had doors that locked from the inside. So people couldn't get inside, so they couldn't like break in and be like, "Oh, what's going on in here?" And then they just walk past it.
Yeah, they don't find your illegal prostitution ring.
Yeah, so it was like our little compound. So there. Okay, so on the opposite side of the wall,
yes,
there's a metal door.
Like you can see there's a McDonald's.
Okay, so there's a metal door, like cell door, and it has a pneumatic knocker on it. It has like air pressure tubes and like knocks and like when people walk past the trigger.
To scare them.
Yeah, to scare them. So they look in one room, they see like a mannequin or something, and then the door knocks and they're caught off guard.
Ooh.
And then one of my coworkers, one of the city volunteer coworkers, she has her own little window that pops open so she can like pop her head out and scare them.
Don't tell me she got punched in the face.
No,
okay.
She scared them so much.
Yeah.
That they were like, bro, and they caught onto each other. They broke through our compound door.
They did the Shaggy and Scooby.
Exactly. They broke the door off the hinges.
Oh man!
Where we had to shut down the event so we could fix it.
They're the jackass.
Yeah, they were like they weren't really that scared. Like I could tell it wasn't like real fear.
You think they were just like
they were drunk off their asses? Yeah, and they were like. And one of my my newest coworker, he held the door with his bare hands, but it fell off the hinges. And
Was he a big, buff, strong man?
No, he's like I'm taller. I'm like about as tall as him.
Oh man!
And he's older than me, but like the door fell on him, and the college guys fell on him, and one of the guys lost their phone. And once we managed to close the door on them, like we're just holding it like in the frame at this point.
Yeah.
And the phone slipped through. And the guy was like, "Yo, where's my phone, bro? Where's my phone?" It was like The Walking Dead. Like he stuck his hand under the door. He's like, "Where's my phone? Where's my phone?" We threw it over the wall so they could get it.
I hope it broke.
So did I.
I hope it broke.
It was like the craziest thing I'd seen, like in like 4 nights.
Four crazy nights.
So I mean, that was like the most insane lit thing I've ever seen.
When I went to Boyd Hill, I said a thing. When I went to the thing, there was an asylum thing going on, and it took forever. Like I saw the entire movie. I saw the entire World War Z and stuff. And as I was waiting there, and when we finally got in, they had to sit down on like in these chairs as if it was like an office room. Yeah,
we do that every year. We play a movie outside on the big screen, and then we have the guests come sit down in the office. We play the intro video, like, "Oh, welcome to so and so asylum," or "Welcome to blah 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 research center," and then we like put them into the experience.
Yeah, right. So. Like I said, I'm a jackass.
Yeah, but hold up. It takes really long because there's like so many people trying to come in. Like the event.
Yeah, I understand that completely. There's so many people there. There's just people sitting around, waiting around. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Not really, but it was really
it's crazy.
It was boring until you actually got in there.
Yeah.
But since, like I said, I'm a jackass. You know, I get socially obnoxious when I'm around people or friends, and I do that quite often around you guys.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there, and as they were talking, like it was like, when I heard the noises, I was like, "What the fuck?" like I was just looking to my left, and like I kind of got up a little, and they're like, "Yo, you need to sit down." And I'm like, "All right, cool." Like, and then when we actually had to get up and go run or whatever, there was like these silly, funny moments that were there. Like there was a guy, he popped up. I was like, "Well, you're cool, dude." And you know, like I just completely took.
Okay, so in a haunted house experience, do you get scared or you're just like...
I get shook, but then I'm like, that's pretty cool, dude. And there was one time we were running, and then we accidentally, like, got lost.
Yeah.
And so they were like, guys, the thing is this way. So, like, we had this walk of shame towards the right direction, and they were clapping for us. They were like, you guys suck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Yeah, my coworkers are really sarcastic, and they'll be rude to you with that kind of part of the experience.
Like, I was just following one of my friends, and then it turns out we went the wrong direction. He was like, go the other way, and a little fuck. Oh man, did we mess up? I was still, like, still in my jackass mode, but I'm still conscious and worried about how other people perceive me. Mm-hmm. And then like everything was late. The entire experience was ruined because we were late. The chainsaw came out. We didn't care. We just started running. It was. Right, yeah, so it was whatever. I thought I had some substance to the story, but it turns out I had nothing.
You asked about the chair and the turning the lights off thing at my school.
Yes, please save my boring story with that interesting story.
Okay, so at my school, this was at least 8th grade.
Yeah.
Almost out of there, almost to high school.
Yeah.
We should be mature. We should be better than what we were.
Yes.
We weren't. My class was garbage.
They was dead ass bad people.
Yeah, exactly. So here's what happened.
Yeah.
There was this girl that everybody hated on. We ragged on her for like the last.
Was she like a jerk? Did she deserve it?
I don't know. She was one of those really Jesus-y kids. Like, who talked about the Lord all the time or whatever.
Was it one of those things where everybody already hated her, so you just jumped on the bandwagon?
Yeah. But everyone,
I respect that.
Everyone thought I liked her because I would just talk nicely to her because I'm not like a complete jerk.
Yeah.
Like, I'll talk behind your back sometimes.
I'll absolutely talk behind your back.
But then, like, I'll be kind to you. But, like,
yeah.
And I'll let you know that, yeah, I talk shit about you, but, like, yeah, you my dog.
Yeah, you a jerk.
But I would be kind to her. I'd talk to her. Like, I'd be like, oh, hi, how you doing? That's about it.
Yeah.
But then everyone assumed my kindness was, like, love or something.
It was had ulterior motives.
Yeah. There was no ulterior motives. Anyway,
I understand that. I relate.
This girl.
Yeah.
We all pretty much disliked her. So someone just started throwing things at her, like pencils, pens.
Oh my god, don't tell me that they turned off the light and threw the desks at her. Please tell me that's not what you guys did.
Here's what happened. This was our science class.
Yeah.
We had a really big pushover teacher. These were ghetto kids with a white old lady.
Alright, listen. White old ladies and ghetto kids do not mix.
Not at all.
It's like if you were to like put 1 million baboons, let's get racy here, baboons, and put them like with a sloth. Like, you can't, there's no winning.
So we threw pens, pencils, erasers. Like, it kind of escalated.
Yeah.
We started throwing chips, food.
Like singular chips or whole bags of chips?
It just kind of escalated in size. Items escalated in
Baseball.
size. Paper, like crunched up paper, like notebooks, everything.
Iron.
An anvil.
Piano.
And then someone thought, let's see how far this can go. And someone just like turned off the lights.
See, in my head, I'm thinking like this took planning. He had to get several different people to go on board with this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, you know what? Why don't we just throw desks at little Sally? How are we gonna do this?
All right, hold on. So here's what happened. This was the pilot test run.
Yeah.
We turned off the lights. And the teacher's like, oh, what's going on? And
yeah.
Like, we were just like, nothing?
The power went out.
And then someone threw something at her. Because it's kind of hard to see, so some people got hit in the crossfire.
Yeah.
We hit her with like one of those paperback worksheet books.
Yeah.
And then it kind of escalated to a textbook. And then it kind of went on from there.
God.
And then eventually the teacher would turn back on the lights and be like, okay, enough playing around.
Yeah.
And the girl would be crying.
Enough fussing around.
And the girl would be crying. She'd be like, "You guys are bullying me." And we'd be like, "No, no, we're not."
That's so like. Look. I respect that. Like, oh, you're bullying me. No, we're not. As we proceed to throw textbooks, softballs, and anvils at you.
Okay, so it went on for like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Second time, we kind of escalated. We upped the ante. We like used bigger objects, harder objects.
You just wanted to inflict pain on this poor little girl. I wonder how she's doing now.
I rarely did it.
Yeah.
If I only knew that I was not going to get caught doing it. If I had, without a doubt, that I was not going to be.
That makes sense. That's smart. You're smart.
And then the worst thing ever happened. Someone like pinned it on me. The teacher was like, "Who's doing this?" And they all said, "Oh, it's Keonta." I was like, "What the fuck?" And then she was like, "No, it's not." The teacher was actually like knew I was a good kid. She was like, "Yeah, okay, it's not really him."
Of course, it's not him. Look at him. He has glasses on.
I don't have fucking glasses. And then, okay, so last time was the worst time.
Yes. Please.
This was ridiculous.
Please go forth.
Someone turned off the lights.
Yeah.
Teacher was not in the room. She was talking to another student outside. But this was pre-planned. Someone got in trouble on purpose so they could get her out of the room.
My god, you guys are little geniuses.
These were ghetto kids who were actually pretty smart and conniving, but like I never took them for that. But they turned off the lights. It's quiet for a couple seconds.
Yeah.
A girl screams. like you know how black kids scream when the power goes out? Like it's
like oh my god.
Yeah. So I hear like the cluttering of someone picking up a desk and the stuff falling off of it. They chuck it.
Oh my god!
Now it's one of those chair/desks.
Yeah.
It doesn't hit her. It lands near her where I'm at. Hits me upside the head. It hit me.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure she got hit with a leg though, but that's about it.
That's karma. What part hit you?
Like the entire seat.
The seat.
The seat section hit my head.
How bad it hurt,
bro. I had like.
Is this why you suffer from autism now?
I had like a major migraine or headache or something.
Alright, that makes sense.
You know, I was like, yo, this gotta stop. I'm
getting attacked.
No, I was like, I'm done with this. I'm snitching. It's over.
You're bullying me now.
No,
we're not. We're not bullying you.
I was like, I'm for sure putting a stop to this today. I gotta tell somebody.
Oh man!
So someone's gonna get their neck broken.
Somebody's gonna get stomped.
Namely me.
Like the only way to like get a nigga to plan something is if it's to inflict pain on another nigga. Why do you think drive-by shootings are? They plan it out. That's one of the best stories. I would have never expected that from middle schoolers. That's very conniving. Middle schoolers are jerks. I swear to God, they're jerks.
I promise you. Do you want to hear a middle school story of mine?
I would love to, but after yours, I gotta tell you a story that my boy Johnny told me.
Johnny. Okay, go for it.
Oh, you want me to do it now?
Although, mine probably might not be as good, so let me just...
I don't think mine's as good either. Shorter, so I'm really bad at telling stories.
Alright, so let me get mine out of the way.
Go ahead.
Alright, so... This was 6th grade, before I went to the school that Malik and Kenny went to. I went to a different middle school, and...
Question, though, before you start.
Yeah.
When you guys threw the desks, were Malik and Kenny around? Or were they in a different class?
Malik was in the class with me. Kenny was not.
I would love to hear Malik's perspective on this. Good, go ahead.
Okay, so I went to a different school, all different people. I didn't know anybody. Everyone.
I'm sorry. I'm just thinking of throwing desks around.
Now listen, everyone practically hated me in middle school.
Yeah.
6th grade. I was a little jackass. I was like a little dweeb dorcas.
Were you like one of those obnoxious losers like me?
Kinda, yeah.
Right.
I thought I was arrogant, pompous, thought I knew the world, like thought I could correct everybody else. That's why most people didn't like me.
That's not even me. Like a long shot. Go on.
But there's this kid in my pre-algebra class. I flunked pre-algebra. I sucked ass at it. I sucked that.
I think I did too. No, I flunked algebra 1.
Okay. This kid. I think his name was something. He was named after a drink.
Fanta.
No, like a vodka drink, like shaken not stirred. What is that? Martini. That's it. His last name was Martini, and we hated each other, and we got into a fight.
Yeah.
And I held him by the neck. And we had a substitute, so
yeah.
And like we fought. It kind of got escalated. And I held him like Batman style. Like,
I thought when you did this, I thought you were holding him like Goku did the Raditz. Like,
no, I held him like by the collar.
Yeah.
And I dangled him like this section, like the top half of his body on the railing because it was like a 2-floor school.
Man, like you had like retard strength.
No, I was like really fat and buff.
All right. Yeah. I'm not gonna say much because go on.
But yeah, it was like the fight got out of hand. Eventually, it just kind of stopped. I don't remember what happened, but it just kind of stopped. But I was just like, oh man.
So this happened. Do you regret it?
Kinda.
How far did it go?
What do you mean?
You said it got out of hand. How far did it go?
Like we fought. Like we like strangled each other. We like wrestled. We brawled and all that.
You guys bleeding?
No, it was just like bruises, scrapes, all that type of stuff.
Right.
But like,
it
went to the point where I was gonna regret it because like I didn't make any friends in middle school.
You were going to kill him. That's why you regretted it.
But like, I didn't make any friends in middle school because of it because he was like one of the popular kids or whatever.
Yeah.
And like, I remember we were fighting because he called me like the wrong name or something. Like he was making fun of me for something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like, continuously making fun of my name.
Yeah, I agree. Did he call you Keynote?
People in high school call me Keynote. It's
I know.
A nickname. It's funny. It's like I learned how to be comfortable in my own skin. But like middle school, I was fat and I was a loser. So
well, yeah.
That was
now that you have a hard body, you're not fighting people left and right.
Yeah, I've taken the more pacifist route.
Yeah. Is that the story? Is that it?
Yeah, it was more like me being a jackass in middle school.
Is it like the entire? Oh, you know what? I would consider that.
Oh.
I'd consider that being like a hothead weirdo.
Oh my god.
You got something?
I remember I used to call a girl backney for like the majority.
Because she had back acne?
Yeah, and she showed it off, like because she wore tank tops or whatever.
I find it really funny that I already knew what you were talking about. And I never met this person in my life.
And I never dropped it.
You never dropped it?
For some reason, I was just like...
You still know her? Or?
Yeah, I still know her, but like I was just like that persistent kid who thought like the ongoing joke was really funny, even though it wasn't. Like it was like there was a moment when you needed to stop saying it.
Yeah.
But I kept it going, even though it wasn't funny anymore.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Is it one of those things where you look back on it and you're like, fuck, man.
Yeah, like I could have been a way better person if I just didn't do a thing.
If I could just go back in time and just tell my past self to stop, maybe, just maybe, I wouldn't be a meme-loving, self-loathing jerk.
But I think it was honestly, I was a jerk because I didn't really know social protocols at that time. Because there was a big jump from elementary to 6th grade.
That's very reasonable. You know, I really feel like grade school is, you know, you're in a social environment. You start to learn things. And even through your past events, you learn better things, you know, how to act.
Like,
stuff like that.
Okay, so Kelvin, one of our good friends.
Yeah.
I was best buds with him all through elementary school. Well, not all through. I met him 4th grade, summer of 4th grade, going into 5th grade, and then we just ended up at the same school together, and we were like, yo, bro, let's be friends, and we became friends. And then we started making YouTube videos or whatever, and the rest is history, and then we made this stupid thing.
Yeah.
And then we're now about to exit high school or whatever. But yeah, he was like my only friend in elementary school. I mean, I talked to other kids and stuff like that. We were like acquaintances and stuff. But Kelvin was like my real best friend.
Yeah.
My New York boy from the Dominican Republic, all that.
Really?
Yeah.
For some reason, I felt like he was like Asian or something.
No, he's
I think it was because his name. I think like Kelvin is like an inherently Asian name, as racist as that sounds.
His last name is Lorenzo.
Okay, all right. Now that I know his last name,
look him up.
Find him.
But
do it.
But yeah, like he and I used to do exactly what I said. Like we would make a joke and we'd keep it going forever. And I kind of just kept that thinking like, oh yeah, everyone's gonna be like Kelvin.
Yeah, everybody's in on my inside jokes.
Yeah, exactly. And was I wrong? Yeah, but I mean, it just kind of became the thing that I was known for. I became an asshole. But I mean, I'm trying to be a better person, you know?
That's what we're all doing. You know, like nobody on this planet knows what they're doing. And we're just trying to become better people.
Yeah, so.
But off of the serious topic, let's get down to the Johnny Test story, you know what I'm saying?
Your friend's Johnny Test.
No, but you know Johnny? The Mexican kid?
No.
Johnny is the best. Johnny is the greatest. Johnny's one of those people where you just like, you resonate with him. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't not be his friend. He's so chill. But he did tell, he said a story one time that really like stuck with me. It's a fairly funny story. In middle school, we had 3 different offices. There was a 6th grade office, 7th grade office, 8th grade office. And he was an office assistant at the time. And during that time, he would just sit there and he'd just make runs and stuff like that. But there was one time where there was this girl that went into the bathroom crying. She ran in there, right? And the person at the office, the assistant principal, was like, "Hey, could you check that out?" And he was like, what? I'm a dude and that's the girl's bathroom. I don't know if I should do that. And they're like, you should just go check it out. Check it out. And by this time, she already left. So he just went in there and he did this like survival horror-esque like push open the door to see what's in there. And I swear to you, this is what he told me. He pushed open each door until it was like the last one. And then in there, just blood everywhere. Just like straight,
so the girl started her period.
I assume that she either started her period or like she was not prepared for it. And like that story itself, just like the mental image that gave me.
So that would scar a young man.
That would scar me.
Okay, so you're saying you guys were in middle school at this point?
Yeah, this was middle school.
Is he about your age?
Yeah, we went to
Okay, so what was it, like 6th grade, 7th grade?
Probably like 7th, most likely 7th, because the school needs to get to know you before you're a assistant.
Okay, so about 7th. So
that's like
even then I didn't know what a period was until I didn't know what a period was until like the end of 7th grade going into 8th grade.
You didn't get that health video before you went to middle school?
I had the health video in 6th grade, but I just didn't retain any of the information.
I had the health video when I was in the 5th grade.
No, I had it in 6th grade, and I just never like held on to the information.
I was super knowledgeable of a lot of things because I'm a weirdo.
I mean, I had friends tell me, oh, this is a blowjob. I was like, oh, what's a blowjob? And they're like, oh, this is a blowjob. And the girl sucks your willy. I was like, okay.
Your willy. The worst thing about that is I hate it when you don't know something and they're like, you don't know what to insert Urban Dictionary word here. It's like, oh, you don't know that? Oh, you're so dumb. It's like, I'm like 12. Could you please get off my back? Like.
Yeah, like I'm betting like your older, like 14-year-old brother told you anyway. Like your Johnny friend, like was he like horribly scarred?
He's not horribly scarred. It's like one of those stories where like you can't not tell it.
Does he get Vietnam flashbacks?
Yeah, I wish. I wish you'd get PTSD flashbacks of opening each stall door
until the last one.
Where there's blood everywhere.
Like
Like on the seats, on the walls.
So when he described it, was it like everywhere, just like toilet seat, like everywhere?
Toilet seat walls, like the walls were painted with the blood.
Like with her handprint or something? Like smearing, like the window glass slide.
I'll be honest with you, I'm pretty sure he mentioned like a handprint on the mirror. I might be making this up. I might want this to be a thing, and I'm making it up. But I feel like he said that there was a handprint on the mirror. There's a handprint somewhere. He said it was like a horror. It was horror movie-esque. It was really great. I would love to get him here, and he could like tell the story himself.
Yeah.
The possibilities of that happening is very slim.
Why?
I don't know. I don't keep in touch with him too much.
We probably get him on Skype or something.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, something like that. Something like that.
Well, something like that.
Is there any more stories that you can think of?
Yeah, this is pretty much the middle school episode.
Middle school. There was when I was in Lakewood, this was freshman year. I didn't know you guys freshman year.
Yeah, you didn't know us yet.
I didn't. Was Malik even in
Lakewood? He was at Northeast.
He was at Northeast at the time.
Freshman year.
You were there.
I was at Lakewood.
You were at Lakewood. Okay. There was one time I punched a kid in the throat and I walked out of school unscathed.
Unscathed?
Yeah, like I didn't even get a referral or anything. They didn't notice I left. This was first period. This is the first hour. And I was in Mr. West art class.
Yeah.
And there was this one disgusting white kid. I say disgusting because he had like the entire like white trash like get up. He had like the big
tap out shirt.
No, no. He had like a really baggy like polo shirt with the buttons not even buttoned at all. It just showed his like chest completely. He had like a shaved haircut. He had Jesus slippers and really like baggy ranch jeans. It really made me mad just looking at him. And he had like sort of like a god complex, but he was very narcissistic in a way. Mm-hmm. Which you shouldn't be if you look like that. At all. But I forgot what escalated to it, but he was just an overall cunt. And like I did this one thing to his art project because he messed with my thing, and then he picked it up and put it all over my sweater. I just bought the sweater, and I got so heated that I punched him in his throat. But he was so fat that that when I did it, it just didn't hurt him. It was scary. It was actually scary because when I did
So he's like the Kingpin from Daredevil, like
pretty much, but like there was no muscle. So like I did it, and I like in my head I was like, "Nani? Like what happened? What happened?" And then, like, and I did it, and he started laughing, and I was like, "Dude, that's fucking crazy. I gotta get out of here." So I walked out really mad, and then I walked all the way home. And at the time, I was like a 5-minute walk home.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hey, yo, parents, this happened." And they was like, "All right, cool, Gio. Don't let it happen again." I was like, "All right, sweet." And like, that was something. My dream is to punch someone in the throat.
And how did it actually work?
It happened. It doesn't count though. Because I didn't get the effect I wanted. I got a laugh, and I was like, "What the fuck? This guy's fucking crazy."
Let me tell you a recent story. Okay, so I'm a part of the newspaper at school.
Yeah.
Part of the staff. I help write stories.
Is this the story that you mentioned last time?
No.
Okay.
No, this isn't bad.
This isn't bad. This is funny.
No. So my friend, my good, okay friend of mine, we hang out like sometimes.
Do I know them?
No.
Okay.
She claims to be redneck.
It's a she. Of course I don't know them.
She claims to be a redneck. Everyone gives her shit for it because everyone's like, "Oh, you're a fake ass redneck. You don't count."
Fuck your brother.
But I honestly don't care because she's been saying that since like freshman year. We've all known her. I could care less.
Yeah.
I think everyone else should care less.
It's not the background; it's the character.
Exactly.
Personality.
She's an okay girl.
Yeah. Clever girl.
Clever girl. But yeah, people are giving her complete shit.
Did you defend her honor as a white knight?
I did.
Was it cringy?
No. This last week, she wrote an article on Colin Kaepernick.
I forget who that is. Please.
The football player who took a kneel.
Okay.
During the national anthem.
Oh yeah, I like that guy.
Yeah, but she wrote an article against him. A white female who claims to be a redneck, who's also supporting Donald Trump in the election, and who everyone knows about it at school too, wrote an article on a black individual taking a kneel during the national anthem.
Look, I understand where she's coming from, but like that does not fit. Like
understand what's gonna happen.
You are born to die at that point. Like there's no way. You're setting yourself up for failure, especially in like the school that you're in, because everybody there is of color. Exactly. The Lee was Kang's type, and they're not gonna put it past her. But please go on.
Once that article dropped, it was like World War Z.
It was World Star Hip Hop.
Exactly. It was insane the amount of negative comments she got.
Did you end up writing an article?
No. I wrote a Luke Cage review in the paper, and I wrote like 2 other articles in the paper. That's all I wrote on it in our last edition.
Yeah.
She wrote that article on Colin Kaepernick. I was like, you should probably run this through me one more time just to keep everything consistent.
To make sure you don't get a bit too racy.
Exactly. She ran it. I was like, okay, it's done.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, good. Let's just wait and see what happens. People were calling her racist at school. She literally did not show up last Friday, and I honestly thought she went home and killed herself.
That's really sad. That is genuinely.
She was genuinely
depressing.
breaking. She was like on the verge of tears, like the majority of the day when people were calling her racist in the hallways, and people threatened to burn her like car and burn the paper.
That's not good.
That's not good. That's not good.
It's not. They're making us look bad, Keontae.
Exactly. And even our own journalism students, who are majority black, were saying you're a racist, and I was like,
that's not cool.
And I literally put it on Snapchat. I said, listen, I don't agree with her opinion in the slightest, but as a journalist, she's allowed to write her own opinion. It is her right to say
it. I hate the fact that I forget who this man is, but he was like an enlightened member of society way back when.
Yeah.
And his quote was, I don't like what you're... It's something to the extent of I don't like what you're saying, but I will fight for your right to say.
That's exactly it. You got it.
Like, I love opinions.
I'll listen to your opinion, and I'll accept it, but I won't.
I do not agree with it.
Exactly.
But please, what was it that she said?
So, she was basically saying Colin Kaepernick does it for attention.
Yes.
In that he should be supporting the national anthem and in the military who fight for our freedom. But I was like, but it's our right to do whatever we want during the national anthem.
That is true. It is also your right to write that.
Or it was also her right to write the article.
Exactly.
So I mean, and I'm trying to tell people at school, yeah, it's not.
It's not like she said anything abhorrently racist. It's not like she said, "Oh, that Neanderthal nigger shouldn't have not kneeled during the national anthem or whatever."
Exactly, but so we have more time to see what happens.
It's really depressing.
Yeah, it is, but high school sucks.
That's like calling somebody a rapist. You know what I mean? That could ruin somebody's life.
Exactly. Also, I don't know if she's a racist or not.
Who? If she's a racist?
Yeah.
She's obviously not if she's associating herself with you.
Yeah, but her dad...
Her dad can be.
Her family is just like the standard American white... Make
America great again. Exactly. Ship all the niggers back to Africa.
Exactly. And her dad, I met him, and
he spat in your face.
And he has like fucked up country teeth.
Oh boy!
Like garbage, like You drove a
toothpicks. Yeah, toothpicks.
No, you drove like a power drill.
Just cracked him. I can't be laughing at that. I got this dumb chip tooth going on.
Like he gargled rocks like that going on.
And then shot him out like a blowhole from a dolphin.
I really hope she never hears
like
this.
Bullets. Small bullet.
But Gio, how's things at your new high school?
I love it. I love where I'm at right now. And I'm not just saying that because the majority of mellow white kids. I'm not just saying that because of that.
Talk about the girl who stares at you.
There's not much to say, to be honest. Like, there's this one girl, very nice girl. From the beginning, I felt like she would stare at me sometimes. And come to find out, she kind of does a little bit. Yeah. And I can't really say much either because at the time, like, I started doing the same thing after I felt like she was. Mm-hmm. And I kind of felt like I was being the weirdo.
You started staring back? I
started staring back. No, like, I started, like... because I'm blind, I don't know for sure. I can never know for sure.
So you really need glasses now.
And I was like, is she doing it? Like, and so I would more often than not, turn my head to like see if she's like looking at me. But I end up feeling the stares. I don't know if it was just me being paranoid. Mm-hmm. But recently on Monday, since I had this little dumb costume thing, I like it. Mm-hmm. She was like, "Oh hey, nice costume." I was like, "Sweet dude, thanks." And it just ended up becoming like small conversations that I find really weird. Like there was like talking about like socks and stuff like that. Like I said, there's really not much to it. You really put me in a situation. Yeah, we compared shoe sizes by putting like the sole of our feet together.
I guess you could say you're
soulmates.
That's a really bad one.
Soulmates. There's actually this one point, we were in like a computer lab and we were sitting across from each other like in this weird sort of way, mm-hmm. and we were just talking to each other, and she needed help with a thing, so I pulled out my phone to help, and the teacher was like, "I really like this teacher. This teacher's really cool." He was like, "Gio, what are you doing? Why do you got your phone out?" And I'm like, he was lecturing me about something. And then he's like, "Why you got your phone out?" I was like, "I'm helping with the thing. The password's on my phone to get in the thing." He was like, "Oh, you're doing that." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm a nice person." He's like, "Oh, I see what you're doing. You're trying to get her out on a date." And I'm like, like, come on, man. Like, are you really gonna put me in this situation? And we legitimately had like a 10 to 15 minute conversation about where I would take her, how we would get there. You did not. I was like, "Look, man, I don't got money. I don't got a transportation. I don't even live around here. It takes me like 15 to 20 minutes to get here." And everybody was in on it, apparently, haggling me. It was, and then there was this one quote that he said. He was like, "Oh, she's Vietnamese, right? You could take her out for pho." And then it really sounded like he said "fuck." Everybody was like, "Oh, whoa, what'd you say?" Like, oh man. And then I ended up like putting my head in my hoodie and like doing that thing. I was doing the Kenny from South Park because I couldn't take it. But I still spoke to her because I'm not that kind of a jerk.
Man, high school sucks.
Yeah, it kind of does. Yeah. I kind of can't wait to get out of it. Psych, I'm not ready to be an adult.
I graduate this year, man.
I've
already been accepted to college, man. We're leaving you behind, dog.
That's fine. I'm planning on getting a job and moving out of Florida real soon.
Oh, wow.
I hate Florida so much.
You gonna move back to New York, B?
No, it's too expensive. I'm probably thinking like somewhere similar to Florida, maybe
rural Alabama.
Rural Alabama, the cheapest place possible. I kind of wanted to like
get yourself lunch for free.
I wanted to intern at Cartoon Network or something.
That'd be pretty cool.
Even though I don't even think I want to do animation anymore. I think I just want to do like art. Maybe get in the hentai scene. Psych.
Shad base.
Turn into Shad Man. Where is Cartoon Network even located?
I don't know. It's like Burbank, California.
You think so?
Most animation studios and stuff are located in
Most of everything is either in Seattle or California.
Real deal, yeah.
Or Portland.
Or Miami.
Or Miami. I hate Miami. People always talk about, like, you know what, to be honest, I can't even say anything because I've never been to Miami, but it's a part of Florida, so I hate it regardless.
I think that's all about we got for this podcast.
You think so? How long was it?
Bro, we're at 15 minutes.
50 minutes?
Yeah.
That's longer than the one.
Close this out.
The controversy finger. Alright. So this is pretty much it. We did the 1.5. We can't do the 2 without the other 2. I thought that off the I did that off the dome actually. I thought it was really nice. But please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Paper Plays, please. I don't want a real job, man. I really don't want a real job. Help me out. Please. End it. End it!